What's up, everybody? We're back on the 940 Elites podcast from Recuts Barbershop in Denton County, where we focus on Denton County players and the surrounding areas. Got three guys, three seniors here from different schools, but they all played on the same 7-on-7 team and organization. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Brody Noble, receiver at Guyer.
Hogan Wasson, receiver and safety at Colleyville Heritage.
Brendan Sorsby, QB at Lake Dallas.
Marc Henry, the host.
Dickerson.
And Don.
Coach Don, we're in the house. Let's get it now. We're gonna talk about a little bit of football first. Let's talk about your game first with the Tasca Cedar. I was actually there, 46-35 win. Kind of had a playoff atmosphere a little bit.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with the amount of receivers that you guys have, including yourselves. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, the way we run our offense is we always have a pass available. You know, we got a lot of RPOs, so we got to be able to have a lot of receivers in order to even really function as an offense. So our coaches have done a good job kind of preparing us to be ready for big games against good competition and stuff like that.
Well, this was a big game. Both of you guys came in ranked top 5, top 10 in the state. You guys pulled it out at the end, but it was 14-14 at half. What kind of adjustments did y'all make?
Honestly, we just kind of realized that it's going to be a 4-quarter game, and we got to be able to just keep doing what we're doing consistently. It's not about having like big plays. It's about chipping away like a little bit at a time. You know, it just kind of builds up, and then about the very end, it'll all come falling down.
Well, you guys took care of business, man. I was there. Very impressed with all of you guys. Got a chance to talk to O'Barra and a couple of guys after the game. Congratulations. Now, Hogan, I got a chance to see a lot of you and Sorsby here in the 7-on-7 circuit this spring. Very impressed with your game. Just talk about some of the things that you work on a little bit.
I mean, I practice every day. It starts with just catching the ball first. Every day we catch all type of balls, work on top of the routes, and then we'll work on releases because it all starts at the line. If you can't get off the line, you're not going to be able to do anything. So it really just starts on little things, and then we build it up to get to the final product.
Now, before we started, you talked about the tough loss you had against Trinity, which probably pretty close rival to you guys in the same vicinity. What kind of things does that teach you guys heading in the district?
Well, I mean, really, it was a hard-fought battle the whole entire game. I mean, we were there right at the end, and it was really just little things that we struggled with. And then we had to bye this coming week, so we really just worked on ourselves. We didn't work on game planning other teams. It was just ourselves this whole week, and we got better on ourselves and nothing else, just but us.
All right, and Mr. ATDs, check this out now. He had ATDs this week. Didn't really play the second half, but talk about that a little bit. Just what it's like to be in a zone like that.
You know, it was just they weren't really like stopping us really in any phase of the game, so we would run it, we could throw it, do whatever, and once we got up big, they just took me out, said it's not really worth it. But I mean, we look a lot better this year. We're just preparing ourselves every week, focusing on the opponent and just focusing on going 1-0 every week. But right now we're just locked in. So.
Well, definitely locked in. You can't beat ATDs. I mean, that's a strong performance, man, and congratulations on that. Let's switch up gears a little bit. This question is for everybody on the panel. How do you guys are super busy, you know, everything that goes into football, athletics, and extracurricular activity. How do you fit things into your social life? Like, you know, you got a girl, you work. What do you kind of do?
You know, sometimes, you know, you practice all day. You get home maybe like 6:30. Sometimes you don't really have time to just rest. You got to go ahead and like get straight into homework or something. You got a girlfriend. You got to go straight to hang out with her. But sometimes you got to stay up late just to get everything done. You know, it's just a sacrifice you get to make sometimes, but it all works out in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to do stuff, you just kind of got to utilize your time because it's like little things that take away time that you really don't even need to be doing. So like, if you want to go hang out with somebody, utilize that time, and then just utilize the time that you have off.
Yeah, exactly like both of them said. If you got a girlfriend, you got to go straight to hanging out with her. Like, I mean, like you said, it's a sacrifice, and you have to utilize your time because you can't be up all night. You got to go back to practice the next morning, and
you got to weigh your options and see what is better.
See what's most important?
Yeah.
Fellas, what y'all
priorities?
Man, that being able to prioritize is big, man. I remember when I went to college my freshman year, it was so different. I redshirted my first year, so I didn't know. All I had to do was go to practice,
and work
go to
out,
school, and work out.
That's it.
And I still couldn't manage my time like I did because all I had was free time. So that's the things y'all saying is I like that because you start that early. When you get to college, you'll already be in position to put yourself in to the position to win, pretty much. Because I remember, matter of fact, my freshman year, we had 5 a.m. workouts.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was back home, and I was calling her every night. You know, you doing all your stuff all day.
Absolutely.
When you finally get some time, it's like 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm talking to her, 2, 3 a.m., and then it's probably 4 a.m. by the time I go to sleep. It's 5 a.m. when you got to wake up to work out. Man, I missed so many times that it got to the point where my head coach was like, hey, man, you ready to go home? I said, what you mean? He said, you ready to go home? I said, nah, coach. He said, yeah, you about to go home. You missed one more day.
Right.
And I got real quick after that. But a lot of people were first day of freshman camp, I remember coach told me, he said, look to your left and look to your right.
You're not going to see him.
Most of them ain't going to be here. And he
Right.
was right because prioritizing. So
Right.
make sure y'all, for sure, focusing on those little things like that, like I said.
Yeah, man, that's shoot. I mean, prioritization is a skill, really. I mean, and like I said, I didn't really get to kind of feel the importance of that until I got to college, like you said. And it'll get down to a point where you have all of your days, you know exactly how long this bike ride going to take to get to breakfast. You know how long you're going to take at breakfast. You know how long you're going to take at this class and how long it takes to get to practice and all that stuff. So, sometimes had to prioritize practice over a meal if I had, a certain class or if the class was a certain place and whatnot. And it was tough, but like you said, it kind of helps you with life too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It helps you with life for sure. You don't even notice it, but once you get out of that kind of structure they have for you, you'll just notice yourself, okay, I gotta do this. This is more important than this. It'll just automatically. That's why people like hiring athletes, because it's just automatically, you can just flow. You know how to not take orders, but you know how to listen. You know how to, produce and do all that type of stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know where that goes in your day. So definitely some lessons like that, but I love that y'all are kind of talking about it already.
Right. Well, you have to have that structure. That's something that you all spoke about. And what's important to you, me in high school, some things were more important than others. I didn't take care of business in the classroom like I should have, and I can admit that now because I'm on the other side of it. So make sure that being a student and an athlete at the same time. And it looks like all you guys have the structure part down. But what inspires you to do what you do? What are some of the things that are important to make you great at what you do?
One thing for me, my strength and conditioning coach tells me all the time, he says, there's a lot of kids that are at home sleeping right now. Like when we come in for 7 a.m. workouts, he said there's a lot of kids at home sleeping, not getting better in themselves in any way. He's like, they're just out there just getting worse. Because if you're either getting worse or getting better, you're not staying the same. Because everyone else is getting worse or getting better. So he said it's a big sacrifice. So that's definitely a big deal for me.
One of the reasons I do it is because I've just grown up and it's in my family, just sports. But also one of the things that just keeps us all going as a whole team is every once in a while the special needs kids, they'll come out and they'll watch practice. And at the end, our coach will tell us they would give anything if they could come run around, catch a ball, be in the position we're in. So that just kind of gets that fire built up in us. They can't do it and we can. So every single day we can do it. We need to give it our all to do it 100%, get better every day.
Yeah, exactly. Like agreeing with what both of them said. Like his strength and conditioning coach said, everybody else is out there doing the same thing, trying to get better. But the guys that aren't getting better, you got to be one of those guys that are getting better to prepare for the week that you're playing them, or you got to be better than the guys that you are playing so you can beat them. And just that's what makes me go, is I got to be better than the dude that's trying to get the same scholarship that I'm trying to get. So, yeah.
Well, definitely it's a competition, and then the things that you guys saying, it'll carry over into the professional world as well. You spoke about scholarship. Now, if you're paying attention, these are 3 of the best players in this area and in the DFW area. Some of these guys, and I'm going to let y'all talk about it each, as far as scholarships goes, they feel like they haven't got the looks that they want. So this is your opportunity to tell these college coaches what they get when they sign you.
Definitely a hard worker for sure. I'm always going to put in the work. There's no point in being there and not working. If I'm there, I'm going to work and I'm going to make sure I'm going to give any program my all for sure.
I mean, if you get me, you're going to get a flashy player, a player that makes plays, a player that's going to catch the ball. Half the kids can't even catch balls.
Speak on it.
That's just how it is. But you're going to get a player that will make plays, that's fast,
right,
break tackles, and he work his butt off every single day. Come to work every day.
Yeah, hard worker, can make any throw on the field, strong arm, not afraid to run it, can run it. I'm kind of fast, sneaky fast.
No doubt. Dual threat.
Yeah, dual threat. They got me listed as a pro, but I'm a dual threat.
You heard that, coaches.
I got 450 rushing yards in 4 games, so.
Say it.
Speak for yourself. Hey, don't talk to me. I'm good.
Hey, only
I'm
9
good.
rushing touchdowns.
Now, coaches, tell a little bit about these guys from a coach's standpoint, what they're going to get when they get these guys on campus.
So just from the little that I've seen from Brody, can definitely tell that he's a dedicated player. I've seen him. He didn't play for us. He played for True Buzz. Shout out them.
Shout out to Mouse and Brooks over there, man.
There you
Absolutely.
go. But definitely seen route running jumps off tape immediately as soon as you see him.
Yeah.
You know, smooth route runner, good hands, goes up and catches the ball. All that good stuff. Blocks in the run game. That's a huge thing that people don't really understand, and that I didn't understand coming in, especially moving from running back to receiver. So I kind of had to learn brick by brick. But those are 2 valuable things that I've seen just right off camera and right off the rip of what he does well. And then we got the opportunity to help coach with these 2 and 7-on-7. And Hogan, ball skills, like you said, the drop ball stuff is no joke. You don't see it really at all. I don't think I've seen it. Maybe once in practice, maybe. But that's about it. So you're gonna get a baller, like you said, flashy, confident. Will go up and make any catch. Number 1 guy, be a slot, all that good stuff. And then Sorsby, great, one of the best arms I've seen. And then now he's getting into the season, and you see that he's had multiple 90-yard runs and touchdowns, and like you said, 450 yards in 4 games. It just kind of speaks for itself. Like you said, can make every single throw on the field. Eyes have gotten a lot better. So yeah, that's just kind of things that I've seen from my point of view. And we got a defensive mind here too. We could probably twist it up a little bit.
Yeah, as far as Brody, I haven't really seen him too much on the field. I've seen him with True Buzz a little bit. And then these past couple games, I got to watch you a little bit. And one thing I can say, routes, definitely smart when it comes to running your route technician. But one thing I noticed just from this moment here, y'all have a lot of receivers on y'all's team. And y'all really haven't opened up the playbook going back to last year. And you really haven't got your time to shine, but you're not worried about that. Like you asked, you weren't worried about your stats. So that just goes to show your film is good.
Yeah,
but that mindset right there, that's a winning mindset. So you putting that out there, so if I get on that field, when your time does come, you're going to be ready.
You'll make the play.
That's one thing I could say for Brody. These 2 right here, straight ballers. And I can say that because I've played at that level, and I know Hogan, when it comes to routes, great route technician, smart. You can tell he has instincts for the game, and that's one thing I truly love about him. But his fire and passion for the game, that's a winning mindset. Just like Brody, y'all have winning attributes. That's one thing I can tell about y'all. A lot of kids, they don't have those winner attributes to take them to that next level. They have the talent, but the winning attributes. And Hogan has that fire competitiveness to want to win. So that's what he's bringing to your team when you sign him. This guy right here, I've seen this kid grow for the past 2 years from, astronomical levels from where he started. And from, I think last year you were playing receiver a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Just like with Brody, you were a quarterback the whole time, but you played receiver when they asked you to play. You waited your time, even though I know it was kind of frustrating because y'all wasn't good. This year you get your shine. It's time to shine. So you got 3 winners in here that I can say for sure that will make your team better.
Absolutely. And the proof is in the pudding. All you got to do is check it. I mean, I'm heavy on Twitter. I see everything that these guys have done. Been knowing Brody since he was with True Buzz. See him all the time. And you guys really have stepped up and made a name for yourself as well. Now, let's talk about some of the people that support you a little bit. Mom, Dad, this is a chance where you can tell them, give them what they give you all the time.
Definitely my mom and dad for sure. They, before I could even drive, they're taking me everywhere, up to Frisco just to train, like, not even for like a team, just my individual trainer all the way up in Frisco and in Plano and all type of stuff like that. And also, like, my coaching staff in my school definitely helps me a lot. Like, my strength and conditioning coach, I'm so thankful for him because he's helped me, to physically change and mentally change. He's not only just a physical coach, but like a mental coach too. And my 7-on-7 coaches also have helped me out a lot.
No doubt.
With me, it starts with just like I want to have everything I have is coming from God. He's blessed me with all my talents. But then my mom and dad, they're really they're really the leaders of my life that just kind of bring me up and everything. And then my dad's my coach in high school too. And I mean, that's great because he's harder on me than he is on anybody else. And that just helps me. And then also all my high school coaches, every coach I have, Coach Don and Coach Trey, they always help me. And then honestly, some of my friends that are at the next level, they just help me and they tell me what I need to do and things I need to get fixed and how it's like in the next level. And those are good things that I need to help me get to where I want to be.
Yeah, my parents, they push me every day, telling me like what I need to do. Obviously they want the best for me, and I want to get my college paid for, so they don't got to worry about that. And they, like Brody said, they took me everywhere growing up. Never had to worry about that. Never had to worry about roof over my head. Never had to worry about any of that. So, I mean, they did their part. Now I got to do my part, helping them out. And like my coaches at the school really support me. And like he said, I got one of my college buddies that plays at Air Force, and he's pretty big. I talk to him a lot, and he helps me out. So yeah, I just got a big supporting cast.
Well, definitely you guys have things going in the right direction. Now, all of you guys play 5A, 6A football. When you go out on the field, is there any type of pressure that you experience? Quarterback position, you got your hands on the ball every play. Do you feel that, or is it just another game, or do you just relax?
Honestly, at this point, I don't get like really worried about the crowd as much as I am about the game. Like, I'm not really worried. Once you're on the field, you're not thinking about how many people are in the stands. You think about what you have to do, like on that play. You're not really worried about no fans. You're worried about the dude across from you and just beating him.
Yeah.
I mean, with me, like, I played football my whole entire life since I was 2 years old. So, I mean, it really is just, like, routine to me. So, when I step out on the field, I just know I just have to be myself, because if I'm myself, there's no one going to be better than me. And the way I feel it is, when I step out there, I'm not worried because I feel I'm the best person out there, and I'll do what I need to do to get the job done.
Yeah, whenever I'm out there, like last year I was nervous and all that, but this year, like, I put in the work and all that. I'm confident in myself this year, like, my abilities, that I'm comfortable once I get out there. Like, I used to get nervous, not anymore really. I'm anxious to get out there, like first snap and all that, but I'm not nervous for the crowd. I'm not nervous anything. Like, I just know what I need to do, and I know I can do it. So
one more thing is so I started for 4 years. So the thing is, my first year is kind of like a learning experience, and then throughout that you just gain so much experience and you're so much more confident because you play through stuff. And then, like, once you're further advancing it, you kind of know what's going to happen in certain situations. So it just kind of helps build that confidence.
Now, with all three of you guys being seniors, you kind of at the finish line of everything. What are a couple of things that you're going to take from high school that'll go on 10 years from now that you can remember?
Definitely from the football, or just like we were talking about earlier, the time aspect. That's, I feel, is like one of the biggest things with me is working on handling my time. You can't be lazy, like, at any point at this point. Like, at this age, you gotta be on top of everything. You can't be behind on anything, because once you get behind, it all starts stacking up. It gets too much for you to handle. So I definitely utilizing my time for sure. One
thing is the family aspect. We're just like, everyone on my team, we're all brothers, and we have that good bond, and that's just something that's really great that we have, is just a great bond and a family relationship.
yeah, definitely time management and the work ethic that I've developed from high school, trying to carry that on, or going to carry that on to college, the college life, and just going to keep proving people wrong.
Definitely. This is that show where you want to see these guys, get to know these guys. These are three guys that are going to go on to the next level. We don't know where they're going yet, but these guys have the bravado to get to the next level. Coaches, if you're watching this, you better come snatch them up before they be playing against you.
What I wanted to add, too, to what they were saying, when y'all get to college, whatever situation you're going through, good or bad, remember what y'all are saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Fall
the best.
back on that.
Yeah, I'm the best on the field,
Right.
or I'm me, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you could kind of lose track of that, pursuing that goal of wanting to start early, or, whatever lofty goal you set for yourself. And then once you start doubting that, though, once you start doubting that you are the best guy for the job and stuff like that, that's when you're not. You know what I'm saying? So just definitely make sure you keep, and all that support system stuff. Remember those same people, like the people that you can hit up if you are feeling something, or if you know what I'm saying, whether it be lonely or, far from home, homesick, whatever it may be. Just remember all those things y'all were talking about when y'all get there, because I'm telling you, it's definitely going to come back up. It's definitely going to come back up, and what you guys just said is going to be tested. So just make sure you keep pushing. I know y'all will. It's just something that I learned when I was in college that looking back on, I was saying this, I got better once I was like, dang, like, all right, let me just go out here and ball like normal. Like you said, you've been doing this for years and years and years. I got away from that. I'm trying to run plays the correct way. That I'm a robot all of a sudden. You know, it kind of tightens you up. And you see it on film, and then afterward, everybody can tell when you're playing your best, when you're loose and you're going. So that's definitely something I want to leave.
Now, how much? Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to say with y'all, some of those things that y'all were saying about that y'all could cherish and bring to the next level. When y'all are looking for colleges, that's what y'all should be looking for in those schools. You know, a lot of people get caught up, and y'all kind of remind me of myself at my senior year, because I was at the lower spectrum of recruiting around this time too. And I remember at this time, I'm like, I'm not going D2. I'm not going D3. I'm not going NAI. I'm not going JUCO. Because I would have so much pride in that. You know, we from Texas. You ain't supposed to go there. You're supposed to go D1.
Right.
But don't turn down or look down on a school because they're at a certain level.
Right.
And I learned that quick when I went D2. But the school I was at, the class that I was in ended up being the best class in that school's history. We were in the best conference in D2. We competed for a championship every year, and it was exactly what I was looking for when I went for that visit. So I know it's hard because you got your homeboys, you got your boys, they going to these different schools, but make sure y'all looking for those certain things that y'all was talking about when y'all was talking about the certain traits that y'all like and y'all are going to bring to the next level, because that's the thing that's going to, when it really comes down to it, that's what matters when it comes to after post-graduation, and it's going to make you into a greater man. So that's one thing I noticed and I liked about seeing, like, okay, these guys are kind of like me at that time when it comes to recruiting. So that's one thing I just wanted to add to it. Make sure y'all keep those things for sure.
Now, Coach Dan, you were saying you felt kind of robotic or whatever. My question to you was, does coaching help with that? Does the film study help with that? Is this something you just have to shake off?
I think a little bit of all, to be honest. I mean, but really just shaking it off. But definitely the coaching I got, because I played running back I played receiver, but never got trained at receiver when I was in high school. I played running back and just was naturally able to run. But when I got to college, it's a lot of things. I'm playing guys that have played. First of all, I'm trying to take guys' spots that have been playing receiver for 10, 12 years or however long, you know, and I'm playing DBs that have been playing DB for the same amount of time. Yeah. And I'm just coming out there like, you know, I'm going out there just off athletic ability. That's not going to last out there. You got to know how to give a release. You got to know how to attack leverage. You got to know how to do this and break and blah, blah, blah. Make sure you're taking negative angles. All that good stuff that I learned. So the coaching definitely does go into it. But after I got that coaching, like in the playbook, Stanford's it was a tough playbook. It was very tough. We call like 4 plays in one. Yeah. So I'm worried about one play when we could alert and do another play and blah, 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 blah. Right. So I'm never really going full speed. I'm always thinking. But as soon as like my second or third year when I finally got my technique right as far as receiver goes, I was able to just, you could feel it. You could just feel it. You could just feel it. You're like, okay, like I'm me now, like I'm good. But like you said, it's just something you got to shake off, like that kind of rust and that, you know, being new out there, and you got to get pressed up. You got to get, you know, pressed up into the ground, like, oh, how am I not going to let that happen no more? Or you got to drop an embarrassing, you know what I'm saying, very wide open ball so you can catch the other challenger one. So basically just shaking it off and moving on was something that that I would say definitely is huge.
Well, from a mental aspect, since these guys are trying to go to the next level, you mentioned the physical part. What do you do with yourself mentally to get through that, to you know, get over that hurdle? Because, you know, we've talked about this in the last couple of weeks. Playing in the state of Texas is, you know, in my opinion, and you guys can agree with this as well, you feel prepared to go to college, but there's a mental aspect that you have to weigh into that as well. Yeah,
man. The speed of the game, it'll, like I said, it's quick to doubt yourself once you get up there. Everybody's good. They're all good players.
Everybody was all state. Everybody was all district.
So what's going to separate you? You know, and back then, to be honest, I didn't worry about my mental, I'd say, stability at that time. I was just all football, and I was just out there, just, you know, just kind of, oh, I might have to play football. But you notice, like, dang, I'm far away from my family. Dang, I don't get to see this person. Dang, I don't get to talk to this person. Or dang, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And you just start noticing, like, wow, you kind of lost touch with what was, there for so long. So I think I say all that to say, make sure you keep in touch with your family. I talk to my mom every single day. My dad kind of kept in touch with me through my mom, but I talk to my mom multiple times a day, every day. And that definitely, there were times I wanted to just like scream or quit or all type of thoughts are gonna creep up. I'm just saying that to say, no matter where you are on the spectrum, there's definitely mental type of things that you gotta go through in that aspect too. Make sure you keep in touch with people that are at home, because then they can help you, if you need to talk to somebody or if you need to, just vent or whatever. And that's going to make you a better player too.
And
having
take time
that clear
for
mind.
yourself. Take time for yourself. Find something that is just has nothing to do with football. Because especially if y'all do want to go to the next level, it's going to be all football. You got school too, you got your academics, that's going to come first.
Right.
But football is going to be everything.
24/7, 365.
I don't know if y'all seen that picture that was on social media with the fall camp schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Man, you see that schedule, you're going to have 10 meetings, and those 10 meetings are meetings about meetings.
Yeah.
You just going up there just to meet. So everything is going to be all football.
Right.
So make sure you have something to take your time to just enjoy life, And I can see that all three of y'all definitely going to do that.
Focused.
But take time for yourself, because it's going to be a lot of time where you devote to other things. It's going to be a lot of people asking a lot of things from you, and people are going to want that. And that's one of the hardest things, and I'm sure Don can speak on this too. Once you're done with football, to detach away from just football. I've seen so many people that just like, once football is over, they just don't want to be a part of it anymore because they never detached from it. And it's hard to do that when you're playing it, but you have to, because it's certain people that's going to only talk to you about football. That's y'all's relationship. And they don't even play football. So why are we talking about football? But make sure you keep those relationships and understand it's not about football. I'm not just football. It's a lot more to me. So that's why it's so important to have something else for your mental state. And it's going to make it that much easier when you go into your games. And I know this is the last thing I'll say. Before a game, for me, I have my routine. Gotta have a routine. Before the game, like Saturday night, if we played on Friday, or we played on Saturday and it was Friday, I would do nothing with football. I would go to meetings and I would just forget about football for a little bit. That way that next morning, I would wake up and I felt fresh. That's what I did. But I had my routine. Make sure y'all have y'all routine every day and keep it. That's what's going to keep y'all mental state good when y'all go to practice and when things get tough.
Well, that's how you do it, and everything they've been talking about is structure. If you guys remember that, you're going to be winning anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we get out of here, each one of you give your social medias where everybody can check out, follow you the rest of the season, and also your huddles as well.
All right. My Twitter is just Brody Noble 8. My Instagram is just Brody Noble, and my huddle is just Brody Noble.
My Twitter, Hogan Wasson 4. My Instagram, Hogan Wasson 23. And then my Twitter is also just Hogan Wasson.
My Twitter is Brendan Sorsby. My Instagram is Brendan Sorsby, and my huddle is Brendan Sorsby.
Nice.
Well, that's easy. Hey, don't be ashamed of it, because coaches can't find it. They can tell you this as well. I'm in the media scouting you guys, like you guys all the time, and it's hard. If I can't find you, then I can't scout you. So, make it easier. That's real good. I like that. Coach Don, where can we find everything about 940?
940 Elite on both Twitter and Instagram, and then also what Don up to as well.
All right, there you have it. 940 Elites. We got some elite players here. You make sure you get your eyes on these guys. I'm your host, Marc Henry. We'll be back next week live from Recuts.